Hey guys, I'm Brianna, welcome back to my channel. So I'm in a different location yet again. I'm in my house down in Florida where I'm staying, and I kind of wanted to film a couple videos for you guys. I probably won't post them until I get home because I didn't bring my laptop with me, so I don't really have anywhere to download my videos to and post. But I'm filming them now so I don't forget what I'm gonna say, and I have stuff to post when I get back. So the first thing I wanted to post is my review for Storm and Fury by Jennifer Armentrout. I absolutely love this book. So this was the first book I read going down to Florida when we drove. So it takes about 24 hours to drive down there, but we always stop in North Carolina and sleep the night and then drive the rest of the way. So this is her spin-off series. This is the Harbinger book 1. So this is the spin-off series of the Dark Elements. If you don't know, that series follows Roth, Zane, and Layla, and it's about gargoyles who are kind of the protectors of Earth, demons who obviously are evil, and then you have Layla, who is half warden, which is a gargoyle, and half demon, and it's all about her adventures, and it's a trilogy. Super good. I really suggest you guys read it. And then this is her spin-off. The first thing I wanted to say, honestly, this book I feel like is one of her best written books, and I think this is one of my new favorite books. I just think her writing involved so much, and like I can tell because what I did beforehand is I reread the whole Dark Elements series, and then I jumped right into this, and worldly different with the writing. Like the writing in this was phenomenal, and just honestly, her plot development, her character development, everything was substantially just more than the Dark Elements series. But I really love this book. In the first series, I personally liked Roth better than Zane. I was a Roth shipper. And this one follows Zane, and I wasn't really too sure what to think about it, but honestly, she did a really great job, and I grew to fall in love with Zane, and just this concept of this book series was so good. I'm gonna try not to spoil you guys. I may say a couple spoilery things at the end, but basically this book follows Zane, and it follows Trinity. Now, Trinity, her characteristics are a lot like Jennifer Armentrout's characteristics. So she has this eye disease that basically, I forgot what it's called. I don't know if she talks about it later, but basically her vision kind of gets worse over time, and eventually she will be blind, and she's born with it. So that's something that Trinity is born with. So what Trinity is I don't know if basically she can communicate with ghosts and spirits, and that's one of the big things. And I can't tell you the other thing because that's a spoiler, but she is actually in a warden compound. So in this book, we get to see a humongous just compound of wardens where they are basically trained from a young age, and they grow up, and then they are placed into different communities that help track down demons and send them back to the underworld. But I think it was cool just because we got to see younger wardens, and we got to see a whole mass community instead of just the small section of Washington DC's area. But this one was really great. You got to see definitely the ghosts and spirits, so that was really cool. And there's just a lot with that. And then all of a sudden what happens is Zane, Nikolai, and who else comes? I'm forgetting who else comes, but they end up coming to the compound, and they basically want more reinforcements because apparently there's been less demonic people, demons, just demonic activity around the area. But then it's weird because there's not as many to hunt, so they want backup just in case. So they basically come, and there's a ceremony where wardens, when they become of age and they pass training, they get to go and be dispersed into different communities. So they come and they want more wardens to help them. So now you're kind of seeing Zane's personality after everything that happened in the Dark Elements series. I'm not going to talk too much about that, but now he's kind of more closed off. He's guarded. He's not as bright and happy-go-lucky as he was originally in the series because of, again, circumstances that happened. So you have him when he comes in, and then you have Trinity, who is just very out there. She's always curious about things. She wants to set her own path and just be able to do whatever she wants. So I just think they meshed so well together, and then she was able to bring Zayn out of his shell, and then Zayn brought her out of his shell, and it was a whole big thing. But there's just so much that she put in this book, and again, it is a pretty big book and it is a fantasy, but I just feel like she wrote so much. We got introduced to more characters, we expanded on the world, so we didn't just see wardens and demons, we saw Trinity and her powers, and we saw more of the angels, and we kind of saw their role in things, and we saw more upper level demons with lesser demons, so we got to see a lot of their activity. We just were able to see so much in this book, and honestly, after I finished it, I like put it down and I was like, wow, the next book's not gonna be out for a year. That's kind of sad. I'm just ready for the new one to come out, but I'm kind of gonna go into the spoilery part right now, so if you haven't read it, I would go read it. I did end up giving it a 5 out of 5 if you guys wanted to know. So good. You don't have to read the first book series if you don't want to, but I liked reading it because you kind of get a small glimpse of the world and you kind of get introduced to everything that's happening. So this book, it's not more of a jump in, it's kind of like a continuation of the world, if that makes sense. But definitely go read it, go check it out. This book is super, super good, and I cannot wait for the next book. I'm gonna talk about spoilers now, so if you haven't read it, I'll see you guys later and come back and watch the rest of the video. So spoiler wise, holy moly, plot twist, like everything, like I was shocked. I did not expect anything to happen, and just so much like what? Honestly, everything with Micah, I was just like, what the frick? So that kind of, killed me. But I love Zayn, and the ending with what happened with them, with Zayn and Trinity, I was not expecting that, because now it's kind of a whole nother level, because protectors, they cannot get into a relationship with each other. So I don't know if they're going to end up just getting into a relationship and then their powers both increase, or if they are going to get into a relationship and then something bad happens because of it. I have no clue, but I just was very shocked with that, and just so much happens. Like, I was not expecting that plot twist. His name's Mike, I believe. I could just be saying his whole name wrong, but I'm just gonna keep saying Micah. But with what happened with Micah, I didn't expect that to be in this book. I thought she was kind of gonna end it there, like when she finds him and finds out he betrayed her, and then go on to the next book series. But I wasn't expecting all the extra that happened. You get to see Roth and Layla, which I think was really cool, but seeing them from an outside perspective is so different than seeing the books in their point of view, in my opinion. I just felt it was just like weird, like to read about. I was like, huh, it's interesting. I did really, really like Trinity's character, and I do think I like her better than Layla, not gonna lie. I just think she's a really strong female character, and the ability she brings to the table, she always wants to fight for herself. She's just such a strong character, and I really respect her for that, and everything, especially with her vision going, she's still able to freaking fight better than Zayn is at some aspects of this book. I like that she has her unique ability with the daggers, and it was also interesting to see her react with the Washington, D.C. clan and see Jasmine and the little wardens, and I really think it was interesting how they kind of just connected with her so well, so I'm interested to see what's coming in the future with that. It was also very hard to read with Zayn just because he was just really like stuck, like he was in a low place, and honestly, it was just it was kind of sad to read about just because of everything that happened. And yeah, so I think one of my big questions that I did have is, at one point when there's a big dinner and they're all sitting, Layla sees this redheaded ghost that is pretty much around the Washington, D.C. clan at their table, and he's by Zayn and he's kind of looking at them, and then she follows him to the garden, and then he says something like, "You look familiar." So I wonder if it's Abbott. Or was he a ghost or a spirit? He was a ghost, or a spirit, because he moved on, but he was back and he had a message. So I'm just really interested to see if it's Abbott or not, and like who is it, if it's not him, like what's his whole thing, because he's definitely gonna come back in the next book. But overall I think it was really good, just phenomenal book. I think it blew me out of the water. Like it just added so much to the series, and I was like, wow. And yeah, I'm very excited to continue reading it, and I'm interested to see what happens next, because we kind of had a finite ending, so there wasn't really a huge cliffhanger. I mean, there were a lot of questions like, how are they going to get a relationship now that he's her protector? And holy crap, he was supposed to be her protector from the beginning. Like, what the heck? Why did her mom do that? So I think it's going to be interesting to see that, and if she does stay in DC, or what's going to happen then. But yeah, so I'm interested to continue this book series, and I really hope you guys read it and go check it out. This came out in the beginning of June, I think, so it's been out for a month or so for now. But yeah, definitely go check it out and go read it. It's a YA fantasy, but I personally think her writing style is more new adult, adultish. But yeah, really love it. If you liked her other series, definitely check this book out, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!